Get the fucking Tories out! They can't trick us. They can't trick me by putting some women in the cabinet. That ain't gonna work, David Cameron. That ain't gonna work. You can't replace 100 years of sexism, homophobia, racism, xenophobia. You can't erase that by putting a few women who are probably racist, sexist, xenophobic anyway. So you can't just erase that history with a few little, like, surface changes. The whole point of a cabinet reshuffle is void anyway, because these people are groomed to have the ideas that the Tory party. Do you think the Tory party chairman, do you think the inner circle of the Tory party are gonna promote some women or whoever that have got opposing views to the Tory party doctrine? No, they've all got the same opinions. They won't even be allowed to be a Tory MP if they didn't have these devout Tory opinions like nailed into their heads. So don't even for a second think that because they've got some women there that they're going to be nice, or they're going to be friendly, or they're going to be family orientated. No, it's the same fucking Tory party, just rebranded. And it doesn't matter what you put on the label, they're still conservatives at heart. So don't be tricked. That's like when Jif turned to Sif. They didn't change what was inside the bottle, they changed the label. It's a simple branding. Politics is marketing, it's PR, it's advertising. It's just what you see on the surface is not what you get underneath. So don't even for a second think that if David Cameron wins the general election, do you think he's going to keep all these women? I don't think he is. He's probably going to shelve them all. It doesn't even matter. David Cameron, I mean, nobody voted for this. We don't get to vote who gets to be the schools minister. We don't get to vote who gets to become the minister for the foreign affairs. We don't get to vote on these things. We don't get to vote on who becomes the chancellor. We voted for a party and then they just hand-pick these evil fuckers from around the Tory party. The most devout right-wing fanatics get in. Simple as that. Don't be fooled by the veneer, the nice, friendly, you know, oh, we're promoting women. I mean, I am all for equality, gender equality, racial equality, whatever. But the fact that the Tory party are doing it just stinks of just an image-only reshuffle. These people weren't picked because of their ideas. Don't even for a second think that. They weren't picked because they, you know, they were nice family people. They picked because they followed a party line. They followed a party doctrine. It's sickening. It's not democratic. I mean, we didn't get to vote for a reshuffle. Did you have a say in the reshuffle? Did I have a say in the reshuffle? No, they're not even a majority government. Did Nick Clegg get a say in the reshuffle? I don't even know. Don't be fooled. Do not be fooled. I mean, if for a second you thought that the Tory party were like, oh no, they've had a change of heart, they're nice now, they've promoted women, you think they'd get rid of, like, Ian Duncan Smith, probably the most hated politician that I can remember, aside from maybe Michael Gove. Shocking. And now they're talking about William Hague, the warmongering William Hague, who was like, he was beside himself with glee. He couldn't fly back from Saudi Arabia quick enough to support the war in Syria and Libya. He had to like, he probably ran out of an arms deal, like, Jesus fucking Christ, quick! There's a war gonna happen, I'm not involved, we need to get back there! Honestly, banging the drum for intervention in Syria. He was heavily behind intervention in Libya. And in the recent months, weeks, he has been talking shit about ISIS. And he has been basically gagging for Gulf War Round 3. He wants to be in there. You know, he's probably getting kickbacks off whatever companies it is that he's selling arms for and promoting arms to. Honestly, The man is an arms dealer, not a politician. He is an arms dealer. Him and the Queen or whoever, Prince Andrew, go over to Saudi Arabia, come back a couple of £1 billion richer. No, it's not on. When are they going to learn? They're never going to learn because they're not accountable. It's not a democratic process. You get to vote once every 4 years. That's not a democratic process. 5 years, somehow, they fixed it for this time. It's not a democratic process. It's just rebranding. That's all it is. I mean, maybe he thought, fucking hell. Everyone thinks we're paedophiles. Let's get some women in here, quick, because we're all men. We need to get some women in here quickly to disguise from the fact that, you know, everyone pretty much knows now that the Tory party inner circle is chock full of paedophiles, child abusers, child rapists. I mean, let's not call it paedophilia. That's kind of lets them off lightly. Let's call them child rapists, because that's what these people have been accused of. And you ain't hearing that in the news, you ain't hearing that in the media. I mean, they slowly, quietly mentioned about Butler Slosh getting removed from her job. This is major, major news. Margaret Thatcher, Michael Havers, these people were heavily involved in the cover-up, if not the acts of child abuse and child rape. I mean, these people, if you're involved in a cover-up, if you knew about it at the time and didn't say anything, didn't go to the police, didn't go to anyone, you should be doing jail time, because that is as bad a crime as anything. And is it ever going to come out? Maybe no. Who knows? Like, this whole Butler, she was just, it was just pathetic, the way that they thought, that they probably thought, you know, we can get her in, she'll cover it up, no one will say anything. Her own brother has been named by a whistleblower as someone who is heavily active in child rape, in child abuse in the 80s. I mean, they're fucking children, and you think that they're not gonna fuck our country, then you seriously need to rethink, reappraise, and do some research about this country's government.